Everybody who is in the foyer, can we all please start getting everybody to come inside and take a seat, and we can begin with tonight's proceedings. A renowned actress, an Indian-Australian cultural figure whose work across Bollywood, Australia and international cinema has forged a pathway for Indian diaspora on screen. You may have seen her in films such as the Netflix rom-com
Aunties, uncles, Deviyo, Sajjanal. I'm actually feeling quite emotional because there are a number of you that I recognise in the audience that I haven't seen for a very long time. When the Consul General, the Honourable Consul General, tapped me on the shoulder to guide you through the journey that will be this evening, I was initially hesitant. But I remembered that it was on these stages, the community stages of Melbourne, that I learned to be an artist and that I received my training as someone who wanted to propagate our culture. So it is my honour and pleasure to be with you tonight. So, apart from my personal full circle moments, tonight we are lucky to have the Ghansham Pipe Band.
वुमेन जी का वेलकम स्वागतम. Few days ago, I completed 3 years in this beautiful city of Melbourne. And today, when we celebrate our National Day, your presence here tonight fills me with immense joy and gratitude. Each of you brings something special. We have here tonight very popular 3 C's. That is Cricket World Cup, Border Gavaskar Trophy, and we just witnessed the vibrant culture which we are here having Rajasthani troupe all the way coming from India. And third C, the curries to be served during the dinner. And the most importantly, dosti, enduring friendship between our two countries. Let me begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we have gathered here today and pay my respect to their elders, past, present and emerging. I would also like to acknowledge Honorable Steve Timopoulos, who has just returned from an official visit to India and is representing the Honorable Premier of Victoria tonight here. Honorable Brad Dakin, Leader of Opposition, Honorable Tim Watts, Member of Parliament and a Special Envoy for Indian Ocean Affairs and former Assistant Foreign Minister of Australia, Honorable Ministers, Member of Parliament, Honorable Ted Ballieu, former Premier of Victoria, Lord Mayor of Melbourne, Mayors of Bendigo, Casey, Geelong, Maribyrnong, Councillors, Tim Kane, Director, DFAT Victoria, Irina Thakur, coming from Canberra, our Acting High Commissioner here in Australia, members of Consular Corps, dignitaries from Cricket Australia, we are having Hasrat Kil here. Our supporters for this grand celebration, Maddie Gupta ji, Abhay Sinha, Dr. Sachin Dahiya, Neeraj Das, Dharmendra Patel, Kunal Shah, Sachin Rathi, and this decoration which we see here done by Preeti ji. Thank you, Preeti ji. And my small team of the consulate, but very talented and hard-working team. Community leaders, friends from the Indian diaspora, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. It is my privilege and honor to welcome you all for the celebration of 78th anniversary of India's independence. A day that marks our nation's journey from a struggle to sovereignty and from aspiration to achievement. As we gather here in Melbourne, a city that reflects the very spirit of diversity and inclusiveness, we also celebrate another milestone, 5 years of the comprehensive strategic partnership between India and Australia. Over the period, our nations have worked together more closely, building bridges of trade, education, technology, defense, and culture. Victoria has been at the heart of this journey. Home to the largest number of Indian diaspora in Australia, welcoming thousands of Indian students, fostering world-class research future. Thank you, Jai Hind, long live India-Australia relationship, long live India-Victoria relationship. Thank you.
For bringing us together on this very auspicious occasion. I would now like to kindly invite the I would like to now kindly invite the Honourable Steve Dimopoulos and the Consul General to the stage for a toast-raising ceremony, as well as Tim Watts and Brad Batten, last-minute addition. Let us welcome them with a warm round of applause. I think you meant to raise your glasses.
It's an honour and a privilege to raise a glass to the ever-growing friendship between Victoria and India and the ever-growing friendship between Australia and India.
Victoria and India-Australia, a strengthening partnership. Thank you so much for joining us.
Could we now request our ministers, members of parliament, so some of you might want to stay on stage, mayors and sponsors for a group photograph, if possible. Thank you.
Thanks, Pallavi. I'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people or the Kulin Nations and pay my respect to the elders past and present. It's a real pleasure to be here on behalf of the Premier of Victoria, Jacinta Allen, to mark the 78th anniversary of India's independence. The Premier is a great friend of India and our Indian community. As the Consul General said, she and the government both chose India as their first official trip in the job. There's a lot of colleagues and good friends of India here, including Indian Victorians, but I'd like to acknowledge our host, Sushil Kumar, Consul General of India, and his wife, who I haven't seen, Mrs. Mona Sushil. Where is Mona? There, sorry Mona. We were sitting side by side, but in between your husband. Which is a good place to be. I'd also like to acknowledge the Leader of the Opposition, Brad Batten. I'd like to